And we're back. And we're back. I wanted to take some more callers. They've been holding patiently. Maryland.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
I just wanted to ask a question.
Take your time, baby.
Okay. My blinker, one of my blinkers just went out on my car.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cold to go sit somewhere and freeze to try to get your blinker fixed. I was just wondering if I had drove the car. They used to, I think, have hand signals or something. If you could use, are you still allowed to use those if your blinker go out?
Yeah, but let me tell you what you do. And I'm not trying to promote. I'm just gonna say that's a good thing. An auto supply store, any auto supply store, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll fix it. If you buy the light, they'll put it in there for you.
No, I've had the bulb changed.
Oh, but it's a short.
It might be something more. It's an older car.
You can still use hand signals. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
You still can use hand signals. Yeah, they're use. But I'm just gonna say this to you, Marilyn. And I don't mean no disrespect, okay? But me and you ain't who they trying to stop. They trying to stop young black men. So that they think that they smoking weed, they think it's a gun in that car. Anything older, they trying to let us go on, little old lady, you in the way, okay? They're targeting what we're seeing is that, and guess what? I'm proud to be one because let me tell you something. It's some people that can't brag about that. Okay, some people can't brag about that. They ain't here no more. But we're here to tell the story. So we doing pretty good. Okay, as my daddy said, it's little baby graves in there too. You hear what I said? But here's the situation. What we're seeing is that a lot of these police are targeting drivers between the ages of young black men between the ages of 19 through probably 40.
Okay.
With tinted windows on the vehicle, thinking if they're smelling weed, fancy cars, that they're trying to, what they call profiling. And what is profiling? Okay. Profiling is based on some criteria. You trying to come up with a conclusion. So the fact that I see a young black man in a fancy car with tinted windows, 9 times out of 10, it's a gun in there. So I'll do a pretext, a fake reason to stop it. I'll get close to the car. I'll smell some weed. They're going to put their window down. Okay. Cause I would be like, COVID, what's up? What you need? Here's your license. You want me to step out? Step back. Let me get out. Stop putting y'all windows down. And then they smelling weed or they all in there and then they see a gun. So these are targeted more to our younger people. And I gave an age of maybe 19 to 40 that we're seeing, at least I'm seeing, are being arrested more often and being stopped more often than say somebody you or our age. So yeah, you can use the hand signals, but you need to get that fixed, girl. Okay, you need to get that done.
I called, and you know how you have to sit in these cold places, and wait.
Well, honey, you better do that. But I'm just saying,
I'm going to try to get it done. Soon. I have to pick up my great grands from school.
Right, yeah, and you just don't want nobody messing with you. But thank you so much, Marilyn. Okay, now
thank you.
Here go my legal. I know it's about the law. Redbone, go ahead. She a lawyer. Redbone is a lawyer. She a lawyer. That's my lawyer. What's up, lady?
You already know. I want, like last week, we didn't have enough time, but I want you to clear something up for me. What's the difference between a Terry stop and a contextual stop? Because aren't they both the same as violations of our Fourth Amendment?
No, they're not. There are exceptions to them. Basically, what a Terry stop is that if there is reasonable suspicion to believe that criminality is afoot. Say, for instance, I see a whole bunch of young men gathering together, or I'm saying, or I see something that lends me to think that they're, they smoking weed, or they're gathering together, they're doing something, or that, I see a furtive gesture, look like they got a gun. Then I have the right to investigate. That does not implicate the Fourth Amendment. The law has said that that's justified. It's just like the open meetings. With open meetings, the rule is that if a government body is meeting, you cannot, you have to open it to the public unless exceptions apply. So when you're dealing with Terry, you're talking about reasonable suspicion, you're talking about seeing a felony and or misdemeanor being committed in your presence. Say, for instance, I'm sitting in the car or I'm driving and I got me a drink and I'm smoking my bud or whatever, and they want to, stop the vehicle. Normally you find, so those are the situations. A pretextual stop is a stop that I may be exaggerating what I see, because my ultimate goal is not the investigation of what I'm alleging is occurring, but is basically to see if it's a gun or knife in the car. So say, for instance, you're driving in your vehicle and you fail to signal to the next lane. That is a technical violation. Many people will get away with it. You may get away with it. I may get away with it. But if I'm a younger black man and maybe a fancier car or an older car, and I think that they're young black men or young Hispanic men, or maybe sometimes even young men, white men, that may be a basis for me to exaggerate why I'm stopping, i.e. you committed a civil infraction in my presence and I have the right to investigate. But in reality, you don't want to investigate it, but it's a pretext. It's really a lie as to why you're doing it. Even if it's a pretext, even if you're exaggerating how much, or they were weaving in their lane. I mean, hell, listen, let me tell you, you might be just trying to pick up a pen or, not text because that's illegal, but say you're doing something, you weave just a little bit. If the car is stopped and I put my window, and they come and I put my window down, like I said, don't, but anyway, and they ask me for my license or whatever, and they happen to smell weed, see a gun, see something, or you come over there, you act like you hiding something, that then can give rise to them actually searching your vehicle because of what they made these observations from, based on a pretext, because it's what's called plain view. I may have stopped you for a bold reason, but when I stop you, whatever I see is legitimate gain. So say, for instance, somebody might call the police and they come to your residence about, I don't know. Say, for instance, I give you a prime example. I would see this all the time. Boyfriend and girlfriend, they get in an argument. Girl called the police on the boy. Okay, they're arguing. The boy leave. The police come and say, well, somebody called domestic violence. Can I come in? That's the first thing, because they want to see what's going on. They say, yeah, come on in. Well, they say, is everything okay? Yeah, everything is fine. Okay. And they start looking around your house. They might see some weed, or they might see something that they think look like cocaine, a gun, or whatever. Well, guess what? They in your house. They knew that they shouldn't have been. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, something like that. My point being to you have to be careful. A pretextual is more, that was a legitimate reason somebody called the police. But say, for instance, a pretextual is we heard somebody say shots fired and we investigating. Number one complaint in the summertime when I was a judge would be people out in their car, sipping or whatever, cars not running. And they'll say, oh, we heard shots fired in the area. We out here investigating. Then when they get out the car to investigate, somebody get to running. Well, that person now may be committing a crime in their presence, even though the basis was a lie, that it was shots fired. But because it's something that I now see with my eyeballs, it's legitimate. So I'm bootstrapping it. Do you get what I'm saying somewhat?
I understand.
Okay, very good. All right, lady. So like I said, and I wanted to tell you as well, and so that you can spread the news, and I'll put it in the comments when I was giving you previously about that particular MCL, Michigan Vehicle Code 257.602. a person shall not refuse to comply with a lawful order or direction of a police officer when that officer for public interest and safety. So basically, they can always rely upon that. But as I've indicated to you before, if a person's car is being stopped, do not put that window down. Get your license, your registration, get your butt on out there and lock that door, okay? Because that is a concern. Okay.
I got so I learned a lot today.
Okay, baby. Well, pass it on. Let me say this to you. You know, the reason that I do take this time to share is because, you know, the people perish for lack of knowledge. And there's so many nuances within a law that allow police to do what they're doing. And they say, well, why are so many young Black men going to jail? Well, in part is because they're looking to arrest so they can get overtime. But in order for them to do it, you can't be out here smoking weed and driving. You can't be out here. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we contribute to some of the things that we do. Not to say that what they're doing is right, because it's wrong, and we know that. But what you got to do is listen. If you're going to do what you do and you want to smoke weed, it's legal to smoke in your house. Just don't be rolling up smoking in a car. You cannot smoke in a car. A joint is not no cigarette. Okay, you just cannot do that. And we got to stop doing that. And what we need to do is then that means not that the police ain't going to do it, but then judges will throw stuff out and train these police. We got, you know, you can't just run up on somebody because you want to get some overtime. You got to be doing legitimate police work. Okay. And I understand you want to get that overtime, but you have to understand that citizens have rights, and you can't be using no made up lies to be able to extort people and to put them in compromising situations. But thank you so much. We've got Larry on the line. Larry. Hello?
We lost Larry.
Okay, very good. Steve?
Vonda Evans, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing? What's going on? Happy holiday.
All right, listen to this. I told you last year that Trump was going to be the gift that keeps giving, and you said it profoundly today. If you can't beat them, you cheat them. That census is going to kill Black folks for the next 10 years. Ain't nothing you can do. And it shows you the ineffectiveness of the Black people we've been elected. They didn't do anything for us. They ain't been doing nothing for us. So they come back, they gerrymander, they draw the lines, and now Black leadership is gone. Vonda Evans, let me ask you something. Is this 1619 or 2022? Do Black people, Vonda Evans, I guess Black people don't pay taxes. Why are we in 2022 begging for a voters' rights bill? It's pathetic. It is pathetic.
But no, here's the situation. Let me explain something to you. So let's just go there. It's not as though someone is giving us something. We have additional protection. Let's be honest about this. The reason
Absolutely.
Let's be honest about this. They are redrawing these lines because they are afraid of the Black vote. And if they dilute the Black vote, then it's going to send a message to Black people: stay at home, watch TV, and let us run this country. Having laws that protect people, whether you use them or not.
Right now, white folks are voting half conservative, half liberal. Black folks and let's say the brown folks showed them in 2020 that we are the tipping point. And Black folks are sitting on their laurels and not using their voting power. Now you get upset because they drew you out of line, because Republicans are, what you said earlier today, Vonda Evans, you said if we can't beat them, we gonna cheat them.
Steve.
That's the bottom line.
Steve. I'm gonna be like Kanye. I'm gonna change his name Yee. I'm gonna change my name to Judge. Forget it. I can't win. We'll be back.